Hello, welcome. And I'm going to talk about alignment, this hot buzzword that is going around the internet, and what it actually means. Because I got this message in my DMs asking me, I keep hearing the word alignment, and I'm not actually sure I know what that means. Like it's a concept, but what does alignment mean to you? What is it? So, alignment. What is alignment to me? Alignment is many things. And the thing that strikes me most about alignment is about how we want to feel. And when you are in alignment, you're in your flow state. And when you're in your flow state, things are working. They're working for you. They're working in your favor. They are working with ease. It's happening. Alignment. Alignment is the doorway to the flow state. Now, how do we actually have alignment? We have to know what we want. We have to know what it is that we want to be feeling and experiencing. But also this key phrase, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be in my life? Because there is a version of ourselves that is deep within, it's inside of us, that's underneath all of our excuses, all of our reasons, all of our fears, all of the things that actually pull us out of alignment. Underneath that, there is a still and centered, devoted, committed, powerful, confident human in there. I promise. She's in there. She's just underneath a lot of baggage. When we are in our alignment, we are centered and grounded in that place, and we move from that place. And we are being the people that we wish to be in the world. We are not conforming to what the world tells us to be. We're actually just being in our total aligned authenticity. Every single person has a completely different energetic signature. They have a completely different feel, energy, personality, all of it. Every single one of us is gifted with a different blend of those things, which is why when I'm working with people on their brands, I'm not just like, what colors do you like? It's about who are you really? How do you make people feel? What is the essence that you're projecting out into the world so that people can see you, hear you, work with you, transform with you, all of it. So you have a completely unique energetic signature. And it is a great question to ask yourself. Well, one, who am I when I'm in my alignment? Who am I when things are working in my life? Who am I when I'm in that flow state? Who am I really underneath what everyone told me to be or told me to want? And also, who do I want to be? Who do I want to step into? What kind of person do I want to be in the world? Because here's the thing, we've got tons and tons of proof around our fears and our failures. That the reason we have the fears and the failures in the first place, or the fear around failure, is because we've lived it. We've experienced it already. We have the fear because we've lived the experience. The fear did not exist before the experience, and that experience may be way back in time. You might not even remember the freaking experience, which is crazy, but it's true. So our fears don't get to run the show. Our limiting beliefs don't get to run the show. That is living not in your leadership and also not in your alignment. So one of the first steps to getting into your alignment is actually really figuring out what are the fears, the reasons, the excuses, the patterns, the limiting beliefs that hold me back from being the kind of person that I want to be in the world. What are those things? Because we can walk around blind, like I'm just living my life. And we don't really create very many incredible, life-changing, life-altering, transformative experience out of walking around blind. There's a difference between trust and blindness. So awareness is the gateway into total and complete alignment, because the things that actually pull us out of our alignment are those fears. So if we're talking from an energetic place, like our chakra system, every single energetic layer of you can be pulled out of alignment based on different themes of fears. Now stay with me. So you might have a money fear or a scarcity fear. That lives in a certain part of your energetic system. So you might be like intuitive and you can use your voice and you're confident, but you have this totally debilitating fear of scarcity, losing it all, not being safe, not belonging, all of those things. That energetic block, that fear, pulls you out of alignment in your lower chakras specifically, pulls you out of whack. So your conduit, your clear energetic conduit of alignment, when things are all, it's not wonky, but in alignment, clear flow state, it has a kink in it. So it's like this. Things aren't in alignment. And it's the fear that pulls us out of alignment, because guess what? Your fears, they are so enrolling. They're so enrolling. We tend, when we're not in our leadership, to live our lives based on how we feel, our circumstances, our fears, our reasons, our excuses. We let those things pull us away from actually creating what we really want. Because in order to create what we really want, we got to tap into our courage. We have to have the courage to actually face and confront and shift and heal those fears, those core wounds, those limiting beliefs that keep pulling us out of alignment. I like to think of it as that rock you keep tripping over. Like, you know it's there, but you just keep tripping over it every single freaking time. So courage is required. Courage. And it's terrifying to face those fears. It's easy. So if you have a level of awareness, that's one. It is so easy to know what's in our way, but to not do anything about it. So easy. I'm sure there's many of you watching who can relate to, I know what I need to do. I know what my pattern is. I know what's blocking me. I know, but we don't actually shift the thing that we know is in the way. And that's because it requires that courage. It requires us to actually experience and feel and sit with that thing that is holding us back and figure out, what is the root of this? Why am I selling out on myself to keep pouring into this limiting belief that keeps sucking the life force out of me? Why do I keep doing this? Now, you might be like, well, there is no reason I keep doing it. It just sucks. Well, yeah, it does suck. But here's the craziest thing about the things that pull us out of alignment. They have a payoff. There's a payoff. For everything that we do that holds us back, keeps us small, the fears that we keep holding on to, there's a payoff. So for example, like if you are afraid to use your voice and you keep shutting yourself up, or you keep pretending that you don't know what you want to say, or you have a fear around speaking or getting visible, the payoff is that you get to stay safe. You get to stay small. It doesn't feel great, but it is a bigger payoff in your mind and in your subconscious than the actual thing that you want. That's the craziest part. You're choosing the small win over the big win, because you're choosing your safety and your security and like not being embarrassed. You're choosing that, which is certainly a payoff. Like that makes sense that we would want that. But you're choosing it over what would happen if you did use your voice, which is making an impact, feeling confident, being on purpose, transforming lives, making money, all of the things, being seen and heard, which is our deepest desire. Your fear payoff is more enticing to you than your big vision payoff. not because it's actually better, but because you're disconnected from the reality that the big payoff is possible. In order to get back into alignment, you must be willing to look at the fear and also look at the big vision, the big possibility of what it is you're wanting, and choose that over your fear. If your vision is not bigger than your fear, you will always choose your fear because you have that proof. There's momentum behind your fear. It's so frustrating, but it's true. This is how we function. So, what if instead of putting the momentum behind what you don't want, you start putting the momentum behind what you do want? You start filling the piggy bank of proof of when I use my voice, I create results. When I use my voice, I feel good. When I use my voice, I impact other people. Start filling that piggy bank rather than when I use my voice, I'm embarrassed, I'm judged, I'm scared, it doesn't feel good, all of those things. Not the payoff you want to be putting the momentum behind. Put the momentum behind what you actually want more of in your life. And this brings me back to the conversation of alignment. You know you're aligned when you are feeling good, when you're feeling and being who you were put here to be. You might be questioning, well, I don't know what that is. Some of you are like, I definitely know what that is, but I'm not being it, not feeling it. Wherever you are on the spectrum, you get to get curious and you get to get committed to your alignment. Because here's the thing, when you're out of alignment, you're getting those payoffs, those small wins rather than the big wins of your big vision. But, there's prices that you get to be willing to pay to have your big vision. Not there are prices you have to pay. There are prices you get to be willing to pay. Willing. Because, for example, alignment is you being your total, full-blown authenticity in the world. And that means not caring what other people think about what you want or who you are or how you're showing up. That doesn't mean you can't be open to feedback. You get to be open to feedback because feedback is a catalyst for growth and seeing your blind spots. But it doesn't mean like, oh, I am going to sell out on my most authentic expression. I'm going to sell out on what I want to do in the world or what I care about. I'm going to start studying this thing or doing this job because it makes money and so told me and I want my parents to be proud of me. So like, that's not authenticity. You got to be willing to pay the price of people judging you. Yep, I said it. You got to be willing to pay that price. Judging you looking stupid, you looking bad, failing in front of people, all of the things that we don't want to feel. And that's why it takes courage to be in your alignment. It takes courage because if alignment were so simple and if it didn't take courage to be in alignment, we'd all be in alignment. We would all be living that truth. So, alignment is a payoff that is worth having. It is worth walking life with courage. It is worth being willing to pay the prices because guess what? When you stop worrying about what everybody else is going to think, what everyone else is going to say, looking bad, looking stupid, all of it, when you stop worrying about those things, which newsflash, those are things that pull you out of alignment to distract you from actually being who you really are. When you stop worrying about those things, then alignment becomes easy. It becomes easy to be yourself. It becomes easy to stand in your authenticity. It becomes easy to be devoted to your truth. Because the only thing that's making it hard is you. The only thing that's making it hard is you and your fears and the things that you're choosing to care about that are small and ridiculous rather than you choosing to care about you. rather than you choosing to care about what's important to you. What's aligned for you? What's authentic for you? What's your life purpose? What's your vision for the world? What kind of life do you want to be living? Who do you want to be? Instead of worrying about that, you're worrying about what so-and-so on Facebook is going to think. Or you're going to look stupid if you hit live and you don't know what to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm just saying it because I'm not worried about what you're thinking. And anytime that comes up, I go, oh, there it is. I give myself love. I have grace for myself. And I'm not going to choose that. It's present, but I'm not choosing it. I'm not choosing to put my energy and attention and my momentum behind the thing that doesn't serve me. It's there. I see it. It's not going anywhere. That's the thing. Your fears aren't going anywhere. They're with you for life, forever. But you don't have to let them run you. So they're not going anywhere. So who do I get to be in this scenario to not choose my fear and choose my alignment instead? I get to be courageous. I get to be generous. I get to be trusting. I get to be confident. I get to be powerful, whatever it is for you. When you start declaring who you are, not who you get to be, but like start declaring it as present tense, who you are. If you want to be confident, then you get to start declaring that you are confident. That I am confident. I've got this. Or I am courageous. I can do this. I can face this. I am vulnerable and open. I can trust people rather than all of the silly limiting beliefs that take you off track. When you start declaring who you are, then you start showing up as that person. When you stop defending everything that you think you aren't, like, oh, I'm not confident, oh, I'm not powerful, oh, I'm not the kind of person who can. Stop defending those. Stop putting energy behind those of saying, like, I'm not. I am is a powerful mantra. Powerful mantra. It is literally how everything is created. I am. Saying something like, I am not the kind of person who blank is just as powerful of a manifestation as I am abundant, I am wealthy, I am confident, I am powerful, I am whatever. You got to stop defending who you think you're not and start living into possibility. Is it possible that you could be the kind of person who blank? Is it possible for you to be the kind of person who's confident? And if your limiting beliefs and fears right now are listening to me say this and you're like, but it's not possible, not for me, that's your fear. That's your limiting belief. That's where you're in misalignment versus alignment. Because like I said at the beginning of this live, underneath all of your fear and all of your reasons and all of your excuses is a grounded version of you that is everything you think you're not. An aligned version of you that thinks of something to create and have and feel and be, and then it's done. Our fears are the things that take us off track and off course from who we really are. And when you can stop getting distracted, like, ooh, squirrel, ooh, money fear, like, oh, let me follow that train. And you start being in your alignment and your truth, really anchoring into what are your values? What kind of world do you want to live in? Who do you want to be in this life? Start pouring into that alignment instead of being distracted by all of the things and the reasons and the people and the opinions. You'll actually start living your truth. Because it's when we're in our alignment and we can have clear, committed focus on what we're here to create and who we're here to be, life shifts around us. The most powerful people that you know are not just lucky, although people who are lucky are usually very good manifestors. They're not just lucky. It's not just falling out of thin air. It's because they are so in their alignment that the opportunities flood in. They're so in their alignment that there's no taking them off course. They're so in their alignment, they are unstoppable in the pursuit of what they want. It's when we let our fears distract us from what it is we're here to create and who we're here to be that we think that we're not powerful, that we're not source, that we can't possibly manifest the things that we want to manifest. And that's a load of bullshit. We can create absolutely anything in this life, but it's going to require us to ask ourselves, who do I get to be, and am I actually committed to being that kind of human on the planet? Am I actually committed? Am I willing to surrender what I currently have? Not sacrifice, but surrender what I'm gripping onto, like my fear and my insecurity and all the things that aren't working. Am I willing to release my grip on that to have what I really want? Am I willing to be in urgency around what I really want and devotion and dedication and persistence rather than being desperate or being a procrastinator or thinking that, oh, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. Just do it tomorrow. That's not life is now energy, people. And that's not alignment. That's just another way to take us out of our alignment. Because if we were in alignment, how powerful would we be? Think about it. If you were in your total and complete alignment with who you are meant to be in this world, your truth, you are unstoppable. Your fears don't touch you. What kind of life would you have? What kind of money in your bank account would you have? What kind of people would you have in your life? Where would you be in the world? Think about the life that is at stake that you're opting out of because you're so freaking committed to your smallness and your mediocrity and your fear, and you're terrified to let go even a little bit. You think you want something different, but you got to look at the feedback that is your life and your current circumstances. Now, when I say that, doesn't mean that your life and your current circumstances are permanent, and it certainly doesn't mean you get to be a victim of those things. Okay? But you get to look at the feedback that is your life and your current circumstances as to what are you actually committed to. If you say you're committed to being abundant and having money in your life and your bank account is in the negative, you get to look at that as feedback. Say, okay, not, oh my God, I'm so crappy, I'm never gonna make money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look at it as feedback and go, where is my gap? Who am I not being? What fear am I more committed to than my vision of being an abundant, generous, impactful human on this planet? What fear am I selling out to? Who do I get to be? And what do I get to let go of to create what I want? It's just it's a puzzle. But here's the beautiful thing. You're totally capable of figuring out this puzzle. Please don't be a victim to the life puzzle. You are not a victim. You are not a victim. So look at the proof of what you're actually committed to. Are you actually committed to being seen and heard and impactful? Or are you actually committed to playing small and being scared and being fearful instead of being courageous? What are you actually committed to? Look at your life. What do you want versus what you have, and what's in the gap? Not, oh, here's all of the proof of why I can't. Nope. Just what's in the gap. And when you discover what's in the gap, then you've got your awareness. When you have your awareness, then you get to take it on. You don't just get to sit there with your awareness and be like, I have a money fear. Or, I have a fear of being seen. Like, I know now, so it should shift. No, not how it works. You get to be the opposite way that you've been being. The opposite, meaning you get to be the aligned version of yourself versus the version of yourself that's not working for you. You get to be the highest version of yourself rather than the lowest. You get to close your gap. So when you have the awareness of what's not working, then you get to say, okay, how have I not been being? What are the committed actions that I get to courageously take? And how am I closing this gap? So, awareness is the gateway. Committed action and shifting into new ways of being, or staying anchored instead of swayed back and forth between I'm confident, I'm not confident, I'm confident again, I'm not confident again. Don't let yourself be swayed by your fear. And the more you practice this, the more awareness you have, the more practice you have in shifting, which is choosing a different experience and being that different experience, the easier it gets to quickly shift. There are things in my life that take me a long time to shift. Like being right. I hate when my husband is right and I'm not right. And that's somewhere I get to practice. So I've got the awareness, and then I get to ask, who am I being? Who am I not being? What's in the gap here? There are things that I've practiced a lot, like authenticity. Have trouble shifting into authenticity anymore. I did, because that was my gap story for a long freaking time. But then I got committed to being who I really am. And I discovered life worked way better when I was honoring my truth instead of the truths of everybody else. And so what was once really difficult for me to stand in who I really was, suddenly the gap became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, to where I can press live on these video things and instantly tap into my voice and being authentic with you, because I've practiced closing that gap so many times. So remember, it's about momentum. I put tons of momentum behind authenticity. And so now, small gap. Does it mean I don't have fear? Does it mean that I'm not worried what you might think? Of course not. Those things are totally still there, but they're not driving the ship. They are not the person speaking on the live. Okay? So, alignment is everything. You being happy, fulfilled, in your truth, in your embodied expression of who you really are, that is worth fighting for. So I urge you hugely, please do not ever give up on being your authentic self. And please don't freaking hesitate. Do not hesitate. I was just sitting here and asking myself, what is my vision for the world? Like, what kind of world do I want to live in and create? And I wrote down 3 words: authenticity, alignment, and urgency. Urgency. Because there's nothing that bothers me more than people wanting something but not being urgent about it. Like sitting in the procrastination and waiting for their life to begin, waiting to be the confident version of themselves, waiting to create the impact that they came here to create, waiting and hesitating because of their fear. So you do not get to hesitate and wait on your alignment. You get to start creating it now. And as you're watching this, maybe some idea of what it is that you're wanting has popped up into your mind. It could be about anything. I mean, please, God, don't think everything that it has to be about making money. Because money is just an energetic mirror. It's a reflection of how you're being with yourself. It's a reflection of your own alignment with yourself. When I get out of alignment and sell out to my fear, my money directly reflects that. When I get into my confidence, when I get into my generosity and my courage and my trust, money flows. It's crazy that it is really not about strategy, but it is all about alignment. And then the strategy that makes the money comes out of your alignment. It's not rocket science. However, it takes a lot of willingness to let go of your fear state and your mind and the logical part of your brain that goes, but isn't it all about what I do? This is what we're trained. This is what we're trained to believe and think. It keeps us in the matrix. It keeps us in our smallness. It keeps us in our mediocrity. It keeps us in the drift. For those of you who know what the drift is, stop fighting for the drift. Start fighting for your alignment. Let it be easy. Bring your courage and don't freaking stop. Don't stop. Your alignment is worth every second of discomfort, every moment where you hit your knees. It's worth every painful thing that you have experienced. There is not a single thing that I would trade for my most painful experiences in life. They are priceless to me. And like, would I want to relive them again? No, they were really god awful. But I would not be who I am. I would not know myself at the level that I do had I not walked through those experiences. So remember that anything that you are afraid to walk into, walk in head first. Know you can handle it. Know who your support people are. Know that you've got this, because when you walk through pain and you walk through fear and you walk through trial and you stretch yourself into your next cut ways of being, it is worth it. It is worth it to meet who you really are. And that is my promise to you as a leader in this world, that I am here and available to walk with you so you can meet who you really are. So you can meet who you really are and be who you really are and share that person with the world, because the world gets to see who you really are instead of what maybe they've been seeing for your whole freaking life, which is some half-assed, mediocre version of you. That version of you that's like half authentic or 90% authentic. I want the world to see your full-blown, 100% full volume self. I want them to get to experience you at your most confident, your most powerful, your most joyful, your most abundant. I want the world to be full of people like that. Because when we're in our alignment, things work. When we're in our alignment, we are aligned with love instead of fear. And the world does not need more fear right now. It really does not. And I'm sure you can agree with that. Fear just takes us off track. Fear is separation energy. Alignment and love are unity energy. When we're separate, we don't function. It's kind of like if you separate the body parts. You could have a healthy kidney, but if you take that healthy kidney out and you just throw it on a table and you're like, why isn't it working? Because it's connected to a whole. You get to be connected to your whole. You please don't be a kidney on a table. I don't know where that analogy came from, but it came through. So there it is. Don't be a kidney on a table. Be a whole functioning human that is connected with other humans, connected to yourself, connected to source, connected, aligned. Do not sell out on your alignment. If there's any area of your life that you are selling out on to please other people, to not be embarrassed, to make the money you think you can't make doing what you actually want to be doing, please send me a message. I'm here to kick your butt. I'm here. It's my favorite thing to do. You can ask my family and my friends and my clients. They will tell you it's true. All right. I love you all. Thank you for joining me for this rambling talk that was pretty full of potent messages, so you stop playing small. Mwah! Let's see if I can figure out how to close this thing. Aha! Here it is. Okay, goodbye.